Welcome back to the Lexi's Leukemia channel. Today, we're planting our plants.
So today, as Lexi said, we are planting some of our plants. We have green beans that are right here that have grown pretty well. That is Lexi's marigold that she planted at school. It's not quite ready yet. And then these are our little broccolis. We're not going to plant them yet because they still need to grow. And then this is the tomato plant that my mom planted and grew in her garden from seed. So we're going to plant this tomato plant too. My mom is here in town and she brought this plant for us. So we have had everything under the little grow light behind me. So I have hardened off the beans, let them sit outside for a bit each day so they can get used to the temperature and the sunlight. So we are gonna go plant everything because we need to get that stuff into the soil.
We made it to Papa's house, so now we're gonna plant all the plants.
There's our big tomato plant. This is the tomato plant my mom grew in her own greenhouse and started from seed. So you know where your food is coming from and it didn't get sprayed by chemicals from the store. So she's going to help us plant today because she is a better gardener than me and has her own greenhouse.
Okay.
That's just a little plastic thing that she saved off flowers from years past so she can write what her stuff is. Instead of like me who use tongue depressors.
See all those little white things?
Yeah, those are roots.
Those are the roots, that's right. Now we might as well go ahead and put the tomato stand
Around it?
before we put any more dirt in it. Now we have to be really careful because we don't want to. Can you hold the plant up straight?
Sure, like this. Just make sure it's not gonna rain.
All right, time to water the plants. It's okay.
It might be too heavy for her.
Can you lift it up?
She can do it.
Now you want to water down below the leaves. Try not to get the leaves wet.
There's a
As
handle
much as
back
you
there
can.
if you need to help her.
Oh, okay.
Good job. And that tomato plant already has little yellow flowers on it. It's already got blooms.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Huh.
we'll have tomatoes in no time.
Yes, I already see them.
And these are tomato bags, and so the water will all seep through what isn't needed. So it'll get watered really well, and then anything else will just drip through down to the deck below.
That looks pretty good.
Yeah.
All right,
Okay.
now it's time to plant the bean plants.
Yes, there's a bug. That's all right.
It's all right.
Some bugs are good. I need for you to dig a hole right there, okay?
Right here.
Mm-hmm.
And then where do I put the extra soil?
Just move it to the side because we're going to put it back in around. Okay, good job.
I'm digging for treasure almost.
Now, do you think those things, the roots are going to be able to grow out of them, or do we need to rip it a bit?
Oh wow, look at the healthy roots down there. You see them?
Oh yeah, I do, right there.
Sometimes if you're not sure if your pot's going to like split open like it's supposed to, you can peel off the bottoms just in case. A little ways, and then you know that'll ensure that the roots will go. And you can bury it a little ways if you need to, since those stems aren't the best. And pull the small dowel out, I guess.
Well, since we're going to...
I just had the small dowel in there to help them stabilize themselves because they kept wanting to lean over.
We will tie them up anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just trying to pick this.
Okay, now you need to take this. We'll do that in a minute. Take this, use your hands and scoot the dirt over.
That's some in there. Oh, we're just gonna bury it?
We're burying it, that's right.
Oh, yeah. Bury it.
Good job. Okay, now I need for you to... Come over here.
So they're going to tie off the beans to the pole with our twine here. So that way the beans will grow up the dowel rods, which is the whole point of why they're called pole beans. And then we're going to tie off the dowel rods to the edge railing of the deck, so that way the dowel rods do not blow in the wind. Because originally we were going to do like a TP design, but as it turns out, this long thing that her Uncle Darren got is going to be perfect for the beans. We needed some type of container to put them in, so we're going to do that instead. And when you tie them off, you don't tie them so tight that they like smash the plant itself, the stem. You just want it so that it's not going to come apart.
You want to cut one?
Time to water the beans. Try to get it over there where the stem's at.
Yeah, that's where the plant is.
And get some behind too.
But mostly by the stem, baby. That's where you want it.
That's pretty good. It may rain later. It'll get a lot of water.
And the soil was a little wet anyway from the rain earlier, I think, which will help. You just want to make sure there's lots of water for those roots to really take hold. Am I saying that right?
Rain don't want it. That's
And
good.
to get dried out. But the beans were just getting so tall, I felt like if I kept letting them grow in the house, they were going to outgrow their little things. They were just ready to go. The broccoli is still pretty tiny.
Wow, it's going way. Ready?
Go. So we're getting ready to plant the carrots. So for the carrots, they need to be a ½ inch deep, but they prefer loose soil. And you want the soil to be nice and moist. So we're going to water this really good and get it nice and wet first, and then we're going to kind of aerate the soil and get it nice and loosened up. And
Go
then
to
we're
that
going to
side.
save out some soil
On this
so
side?
that we can cover it back
this
up.
side.
We're going to lay them on the top about 1 to 2 inches apart. And then we are going to cover it back up with the soil.
Now save out some of this soil to sprinkle over the top of it, okay?
Yep, we got to save out some of the soil.
So can you put some in it? We want to fill it up as best we can. A little more. There, that's good. Now spread that and smooth it down.
Do we need to aerate it a bit, or is it good?
Yeah, we kind of take your fingers and go like that.
Because carrots grow down into the ground, so the soil has to be loose enough that it can grow down because it's a root vegetable.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, let me see if I can get to show the seeds in there. Those seeds, see, they're really tiny down in there, so. All right, take it away, Lexi and Mama.
No, it is in my hand. So I think you need to connect it.
Well, we're holding over this so we can.
Ooh, there's some
Does she need to take her other glove off? Do you want to take her
Yeah,
other
okay.
glove off so she can just.
Yeah.
I drill open the hole.
Oh, hang on. Oh. Just keep them in your hand
Yeah,
and let
keep
Mama show you what to do.
You're gonna take them. Take a few at a time. I can't even get them out.
You can pull them out of her hand.
And we're gonna sprinkle around like that, okay? Can you kind of clump them up together? Now keep that closed, but use your fingers and pinch together, and then kind of like you're doing salt.
Sprinkling salt or another seasoning. And then once they grow up, we can thin them out so they're not all on top of each other. Because it'll take a couple of weeks.
You can get some out of my hand if you can. You can kind of just drop those down and
What you got left, just sprinkle them
like.
over.
I don't even know how many we have in there, but we can thin them out. You can thin them out later. See where I've got mine? Yeah.
Just get the ones out of her palm, Lexi. I almost this reminds me of like sowing wildflower seeds. You just kind of let them go where they go. And then thin them out later if you need to.
Okay.
Let's get eye down.
Gently go over like that. Yeah, you can use your hands. It's all right. Kind of go like that. Good job.
Now I need to wash my hands.
So we have an old Rubbermaid container, like a big tote,
Okay.
that we're going to tie over the top of this because carrots like moist, loose soil, and then they like to be covered up in the dark while they grow. Because if you let them get
Yeah,
in
can
the
you
direct
find-
sun, they'll burn.
The handle on the other side of the pouch.
Or this
And
pouch?
put this
So we're
through
gonna
it,
use
through
our
the handle.
twine
This one?
and we're gonna tie it to the handles so that our lid stays on.
Because we don't want it blowing away.
It is very windy and we don't want it blowing away. You are correct.
Now come and find the other handle. Made it a little long.
You could put something fairly heavy on the middle of it. That'll hold it down.
Well, we've got this twine here. We're tying it down.
Okay.
And
Pick up
then
your
to
other
water
glove,
it, we
man.
can just lift up the corner of this, right? And just water right in there.
And scoot it.
Yeah. It'll slide, it looks like, so we're good.
We are all done playing our garden for now. So we have to wait until the broccoli gets bigger.
All right, and what do you want to tell everyone, Lexi?